Welcome to another Hemingway / Harper gravesite video. Today we are in West Monroe Cemetery. It is an older cemetery. Today we are here to visit Jessica Tessa Harper, Richard Harper, and Ralph Clarence Hemingway. The thing about this one is there's 3 people and only 1 headstone, but 1 headstone only has Richard's name on it. He was a junior to his father. They were local people that lived here in the West Monroe area. Richard was also a friend of mine, a friend of the family's. He would be somebody that you could call up if you really needed something and you were in a jam. If he could help you, he was right there and helping you. He was also a favorite as far as my Uncle Ralph and him. He was my Uncle Ralph's son-in-law, and he was married to Mary Hemingway / Harper. They had a child by the name of Jessica Tessa Harper. We are here trying to find her headstone, and it seems like I may have found it. Let's take a look. Alright. I noticed on the headstone as we walk up to it, there's a firehouse emblem. We get closer to it, it says he was a member of the Costanza Volunteer Fire Department here in New York. Costanza is about 8 miles north of where the cemetery is at. And on the headstone, we see that it says only Richard E. Jr. He was born January 4th, 1972, died September 20th, 2017. And underneath it, you see there's a daughter there, which is Richard's daughter. Her name was Jessica Tessa Harper. She was born June 11th, 1996. And I believe that she was only, at best, maybe 3 days old. I remember she was a newborn baby, and the casket itself was about as long as the headstone that you're looking at right here. Over here, we have a marker for Jessica Tessa Harper, but her name isn't really on the headstone other than little letters. And I also believe my Uncle Ralph, which was Jessica Tessa Harper's grandfather, and Richard Harper's father-in-law, also buried right here. Richard's wife Mary and Richard met when they were in high school and got married shortly after. And they were married for approximately 15 years, I believe, maybe a little bit longer. When Rich and Mary met, they met through family members that were all either at a house gathering, a house party, or they went out one night and a friend introduced Richard and Mary. And also that night, another one of my friends had made a match with her husband. Her name is Tammy, and his name was Ron. Ron and Rich were best friends in high school prior to meeting the family. But Ron knew who Mary was and knew who Tammy was. So when they met up, Ron introduced Richard to Mary, and as they say, that was history. Also, Jessica has an older brother. His name is Richie, or Richard Jr., and he is now in his early 20s. And he has graduated from high school I'm unsure. Other than that, I haven't seen a child in a couple years. I spoke with his mother the other day, Mary, through text, because she had called me, and I texted her back to see if everything was all right. She said she was okay. Her and her new beau, Frank, another kid that I went to school with, had a twin. And in school, he was a good dude. Frank has his stuff together. He likes to trim trees. I think this is what he's doing for work. And him and Mary had bought a house a couple years ago. And when I spoke to Mary the other day, she said she's been camping. And as a surprise to me, we have Wilhelmina Hemingway. Wilhelmina Hemingway is Mary Hemingway / Mary Harper is her biological mother. Wilhelmina Josephine Hemingway, I believe was her name. Hemingway is her married name. She was married to Ralph Hemingway. Her real name is Wilhelmina. We used to call her Aunt Connie. I'm unsure of where we got Connie from, but she was born January 14th, 1948, died August 17th, 2013. Her headstone says that she's in good hands. I remember one time when I got my first apartment, my Aunt Connie, Wilhelmina, helped us out, and I lived with my cousin Pauline, which is Wilhelmina's daughter and Mary's sister. It was fun times. I was about 15, 16 years old, out living on my own. I was going to school every day, paying my own bills, trying to make my way in life. And I only lived from my school to my house about 4 blocks. And that was in Fulton, New York. So, been a lot of good memories. And I'm glad I stopped here today. I want to let the world know this is my family, and I'm proud of them. And for Mary Harper, if you're watching this, thank you, honey, for allowing me to do this. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for tuning in. It's time for me to tune out.